In my last video, we talked about the importance of high carb fueling. And in this video, we're going to put two different sources of carbohydrates to the test by ingredients and by seeing how fast I can eat them. So we have the Precision 30 grams of carbs and the Goo Jet Blackberry with 20 milligrams of caffeine. Go warm up the jaw. These are kind of similar in form factor. This one's a little bit bigger. They weigh about the same. Obviously, this one's got 30 grams of carbs. This one has 22 grams of carbs, so a little bit less. So let's go through the ingredient list and see what's in them. This is an eating contest and my pre-run warm-up. So both of them have about a 2-to-1 glucose to fructose ratio, with maltodextrin as the source of glucose and fructose as the source of fructose. The first three ingredients: maltodextrin, water, fructose. And then we have the gelling agents, which are slightly different for these two different gels. This one is a pectin-based gel. It's using pectin, citric acid as an acidifier, and calcium lactate as a source of calcium ions, because the pectin-based gels need a source of calcium to make into a gel. Okay, we're going to start with the goo. This one uses gel and gum, which does not need a source of calcium, but it does need an acidic environment. So they have malic acid and citric acid and sodium citrate, which is a buffer. And the sodium citrate is used to make sure the pH doesn't swing very much. It provides a source of OH ions, if you remember from chemistry, which are the opposite of the H plus OH reaction. That is the acid-base reaction. And so in the stomach, it's going to stay the same kind of pH and not affect the overall acidity of the stomach very much. That may provide a little bit benefit in terms of digestion and in terms of not upsetting the stomach, but your mileage may vary. 3, 2, 1. It's got a whole bunch of other ingredients too that this one doesn't have that are probably completely irrelevant. There's the BCAA amino acids in here of leucine, valine, and isoleucine. Sticky. Very sticky. There's so little of them that there's literally 0 grams of protein on the label. So I don't think they're doing anything. All right, 1360. It's also got a little bit of electrolytes in there. 55 milligrams of sodium in the form of both sodium citrate, as I just mentioned, and sea salt, and potassium citrate, which is just another electrolyte acting as both a buffer and giving you some potassium. Probably not enough to really justify it. You're gonna need more than that when you're running anyway. And then it also has sunflower oil, which is stupid. Why would they put that in there? You don't need sunflower oil when you're running. But again, it's so small, it's coming up as 0 grams of fat, so probably can ignore it. Can we beat that with this, which is, remember, more carbs than that? The last class of ingredients in this are the preservatives. This one's got 2 preservatives: potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate. And this one just has potassium sorbate. That's why they need it to be an acidic environment as well, because those preservatives only work at killing bacteria, microbes in a slightly acidic environment. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and then this one also has caffeine in the form of green tea extract, natural flavors to make it jet blackberry. This thing didn't pop off as well, actually. It's not coming out. I wonder if that's user error. Wow, that was a lot slower. 23 seconds. It wasn't really coming out. I had to like squeeze super hard, even though once it did come out, it was easier to get down. I kind of think that's the fault of Precision in their packaging, because if that happens in a run, that's what you're gonna do, is try to squeeze higher. Oh, it's a lot of sugar real fast. Putting it all together, for the Precision, we had 30 grams of carbs in 23 seconds for 1.3 grams of carbs per second. And for the Goo, we had 22 grams of carbs in 13 seconds for a faster rate of 1.7 grams per second. So the Goo wins out by this metric of how many carbs you can consume per second, at least in the case where we didn't open the Precision packet quite correctly. I think that if I had opened the Precision packet better, I would have been able to eat it faster because it's less sticky, but we'll have to prove that. And to prove that, the last test that I want to try is using this larger packet that Precision makes. This is 90 grams of carbohydrates. And I'm just gonna eat this in the middle of my run, try to do it in one go and see if I can get it quicker. 90 grams of precision carbs, 11.5 miles into my run. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, got hard to open. Okay, there we go. Wow. 1971. I did that faster than the 30 grams of carbs. That's insane. That's a ton of sugar. Really fast. Now, unless we're specifically training the gut, you probably wouldn't want to eat 90 grams of carbs in one go, which makes this form factor a little bit more unwieldy. All right, now I got to run a few more miles to burn that off. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. More videos released every Monday. We're going to evaluate a whole bunch more gels. We're going to clone a bunch of stuff. A lot of fun stuff coming up.